Yeah, this I also expect to be quite common, the sort of downfall of an idea, the abandonment of money, failed investment, a bankrupt company, and now a house with a lot of potential. You would need a real estate person. A real estate person would probably say it like this. Loads of potential for hobby craftsmen. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Traveling the World using Google Maps Street View imagery. Today we are going far, or depending where you're from, close. We are going to the Mongolian capital, Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar, it's called in German. I believe Ulaanbaatar is the closest to how it's called in Mongolian, which is its own language. Um, yeah, I've been wanting to go to Mongolia for some time. Um, I would have always started with the capital. I would not know what else is there. It's a giant country with very little in it, and so is also the capital. Really, the only mainly really big city, which I believe makes it one of the fastest growing capital in the world. I believe I have seen a statistic that stated that, like, in the last, I don't know, 20 years, the population of Ulaanbaatar has doubled, and I'm sure it has a few millions. Or something like this. So basically, I guess every second Mongolian is living in the capital. Yeah, and by the way, also a funny sort of Google picture that can be seen here when you click on the city. You also see that I've Googled Volgograd before, because apparently it is a linear city. But I was really not in the mood of going to Russia. So here we are in Mongolia. This is the whole of Ulaanbaatar. In a way, also quite linear as a city, which brought me here from Volgograd in the first place. And yeah, it is also quite big. To give you an idea, around 25 kilometers. And this is the road that I want to be taking, 26 kilometers, following this Zam street into Ulaanbaatar. Then it becomes the Peace Avenue, or Yench Taiwan Yergen Jele Street, if Jele doesn't already mean street. And here it is Dovchoni Zam, or Dovcho Road, out of Ulaanbaatar. I think it will be pretty straightforward and easy, mainly because I'm staying on one street. But hopefully I won't forget when I'm out of Ulaanbaatar. Here's a Walmart supermarket. Maybe I can remember this somehow, if I even see a sign of it. But without further talking about it, I would say we go right into it. Kind of here at the city limits. Oui. Ja, okay. Here I meant, much better. Already here, not so far out of Ulaanbaatar, we see the Mongolian steppe, the Mongolian landscape, and the vast amount of emptiness that this video has to offer. If some of you have watched Bald and Bankrupt's video, traveling at least partly through Mongolia already forever, and they really didn't get so far away from Ulaanbaatar, you get an idea how big the city is. The country. But alright, let's do it. Well, let's do it in theory. Alright, okay. And we are flying. First thing, again, this is one of the main streets in Mongolia, I guess that's fair to say. And, you know, it doesn't really look like it, but okay. Definitely it's kind of winterish. Winterish? Winter here. It is winter in good old Mongolia. And it gets very cold in winter, sometimes for fun, when it's actually winter. Now we are in springtime when I'm recording this, but for fun I'm checking the temperature in these very remote places like Mongolia and Ulaanbaatar. And, you know, you find -20, -30, which is quite cold, I would say. Very nice though, very scenic, very picturesque. I wonder if the air is very clean here, or if we are already too close to the capital. Poor guy. Hey, jump on, man, we can take you. We have loads of space. Loads of space, I mean, loads. But yeah, what I'm always asking myself with these streets is that if there's an accident, you know, nothing works in Mongolia. No one can go anywhere. 2 lanes only, and being one of the main streets, and, you know, there are not so many streets. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, there's a lot of nothing. I guess the usual trash on the side of the road. You know, maybe my plea to all the car drivers: don't throw your trash out of the window. It should be common sense, but apparently it's not, which is strange. But yeah, look at the amount of... I guess this is all trash. And also look at this sign that says there could be a cow crossing. I think it's a cow. A very old sun-bleached sign that says Happy Valley, which I guess is some kind of real estate settlement in Ulaanbaatar. Bot Datgel. Datgel. Something like this. So I think that on one hand we could find something like, I don't want to call it slums, but like informal settlements for all the thousands of people who come to the capital trying to make some money, who don't have proper housing. But on the other hand, there are some rich people in Mongolia, probably some very rich people, like in many other former Soviet countries, who have made quite some fortune after 1991 when the Soviet Union collapsed, who are now living in these kind of rich, maybe gated community settlements. But I really don't know if we're gonna see any of this just traveling through the city center. But as always, as I'm still in the mode of like exploring the world, and I haven't gone to any place twice yet, well, countries maybe, but you know, I'm gonna choose a kind of a straightforward approach to the places. One of the first Mongolian women that we see, which comes out of this junkyard, or like scrap metal yard. It looks like it would be difficult to not say that this looks very extreme in some way. Stray dogs, I guess. Very extreme in some way, like we're obviously not in Europe, but this is also not like China, and somehow it's also not like Russia. You know what I mean? It looks very distinct in its own way, and I don't know what I would compare it to. Why I feel this way, I cannot tell you yet. Mm-hmm. The Mongolian youth is hanging out here. Very Soviet color. This pastel green or turquoise. And this, it's kind of one of the newer houses you would find here. Or it's actually a renovated older house. This could also be. Sometimes I guess it's not so easy to tell. A bus that goes to Kalaich Dun Shin Garaf and Tiger Beer. But empty Tiger Beer. So someone has had a blast last night. But it wasn't me, because I have to be filming this. What else? These things look a little bit like the... my English is getting worse with every episode. Like when you go bowling, the kind of things you want to hit with your bowling ball. Yeah, this I also expect to be quite common. The sort of downfall of an idea, the abandonment of money, failed investment, a bankrupt company, and now a house with a lot of potential. You would need a real estate person. A real estate person would probably say it like this. Loads of potential for hobby craftsmen. At least it's a little bit sunny. Does it look cold or warm to you? It looks cold, huh? It looks like a place that can get very cold. These mountains there. Just somewhat this direction is Siberia. Not too far from here. Not too far from here at all. Is she wearing a mask? So this would mean we are in COVID times. Orgil Center. And yeah, it's just kind of like... I guess that's how it feels in a linear city. If you look left, there's hardly anything right. There's something like this karaoke pub, PAB, and loads of people who have already done their karaokes and are now free to go home. Aran Booz. This is something that is like digged out of the soil. Yeah, if you look at these people sometimes I feel like, time is standing still here in good old Mongolia. I'm really curious about the city center. Like, the outskirts seem like one giant industrial area with occasional residential buildings. New sidewalk. New sidewalk with, and that, is quite astonishing, with these blind guiders. I don't know if this is the right term for them, probably not. But where blind people can put their stick and follow them. But I would not think that this sidewalk is going very far. Probably it will stop somewhere. Yeah, and this I would say is also typical Mongolian. These blind guiders just have a little wall there. So whoever wants to follow it finds a rapid end there, or might stumble. Otherwise, cars like this I expect to be quite common. Oh my god, look at this. Could have just gone twice, I feel like. The road is new as well. So there are some investments into the public infrastructure. That would be fair to say. Obviously not in this house, but maybe this is not owned by the city. And I'm making a turn, which I don't really want to. Because I want to be on the main road. The new sidewalk is still going on. It looks a bit strange. Maybe it looks like, you know how it looks a little bit? It looks like a very, like Alaska maybe. Like, I don't know, on the outskirts of Fairbanks, I imagine it to look quite similar to this. Crossing the street, but it's red. So there's really no point for us to wait. Military man. Yeah, it is a very much a linear city, I would say. I mean, in the city center you won't feel it as much, but I'm sure you also won't in Volgograd. But it is kind of very stretched. It's not the kind of place where you would like walk. That's what I think. We have to go here. We're greeted by this lion. It says something, but that's definitely too small to read it. Very nice. It's also the kind of thing like I feel like you want people to hang out here in the middle, or maybe not, but there's no way to get there. There's no zebra crossing, no traffic light, no anything, but who cares? This is gas station number 625 that we have seen. You know, when I'm doing these videos, there's also this kind of question for me, like what is like at least for the thumbnail, for example, which is kind of difficult because of copyright, so I'm not like freely choosing images, but all from Wikimedia with no restrictions. But anyway, the question is, what is representative of the city, or like that's often different from like what looks as this city, like what is an image that represents this the city in some way. And it's very difficult, but for me it kind of was mountains in the background with informal settlements and some more you know, formal older housing, and I think the image shows that quite nicely. The sidewalk is still in good condition. There are loads of people about. They're all waiting for the bus. But there it is already. Get ready. No, don't stand on the street. It's dangerous. Very dangerous. No. This is a bit of an older house, but not too old. I don't know, maybe 50s, 40s, 30s perhaps. I mean, loads of the city will have been built in Soviet times. I have absolutely no idea how kind of domestic or local Mongolian housing or like architecture looked like before the Soviets came in, well, before the Russians came in. I don't think it has looked like this. Maybe wooden houses. I mean, we know these like nomad people with their round tents. And I've forgotten their name, which is a bit shameful. Yeah, but maybe wooden, maybe out of stone. Let's see if we find something that could be even older than 1940 or 30 or 20 even. Brick houses. Very nice balconies, but it's so hard to understand for me as someone who's just passing through here why it looks like there's no one living. Because to me it looks like a cool house. Even the top balcony, like this is something you hardly ever see, that the top balcony has a uh, like a little roof so that it's protected from the rain or the snow, which is pretty cool. You know, it's these little details that can like turn a whole building or the impression of it completely upside down. All right. Here's some big square with some Mongolian leader of some kind, whose name I really don't know, and some boys standing about. Yeah, I mean, I guess we are getting towards the city center. There's also loads of more housing, so there's loads of more people out and about, which is kind of cool. These kind of super mega blocks that we find so plentiful at the edges of big former Soviet cities where les nouveaux riches move in. Or maybe not. Maybe not. What a place though. Life here looks, I cannot help but think, very extreme. Wait, weather changed? Oh, no. This is also what you get to laugh about former Soviet cities. The flowers they put everywhere. This makes it so much better. Kempinski Hotel, Khan Palace. This looks nice. Could be my hotel. If I was to come here, if only it wouldn't be so far away. Sorry. Yeah, was this the city center now or not yet? Or yes or no or yes or no? How would we know? I think there's a big square somewhere, which I think is a good start. Soviet circus, got to have a circus in your former Soviet city. I mean, there are some big buildings coming. This looks relatively modern. These little booths. Well, it's going all in today. Colorful. On the other hand, every Mongolian man is wearing black. And often it's like a sort of leather jacket. Here's some building of some significance, I guess. It is by... I cannot read it. Ich Barir. Bayer. What is it then? By the way, what I called circus is, I think, a wrestling palace. Wrestling palace. There's some good wrestlers from Mongolia. Who actually is Mongolian? Do we know anyone? Alright, we are crossing a river. That is new to me. I did not know that there is one. Looks a bit like this LA River. Well, I don't know, maybe it's just not so much water in it at the moment, but kind of looked a bit more promising on the map. My god, is this big. Mongolians have strong legs, I tell you that. Got to leave a week earlier when you want to visit someone. And make it on time. Yeah, I mean... I think the city center is still coming. I mean, this is all part of it, I guess. If you have all these hotels, then these mega office buildings, Unitel, City Tower, City Center, well, this I cannot read. Sochit, Buchdal, Ulaanbaatar. Well, that makes sense. And I could read it in the end. This looks as if it could be like a sort of like a train station or something, or just like an office building. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Or is this the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? No, this is the Canadian Embassy Central Tower, one of them. This is the Canadian flag. Huh? Alright, here it looks pretty cool. Very mega in terms of scale, which I personally find very pleasant because I love to walk. If I can avoid it, I avoid taking a taxi on holidays. Look at this, I think this is famous. Well, famous, you know what I mean. And it is the... What is it? Olympic Street, where the Olympics here once. So this is, I'm looking in this direction. So this must be the State Opera and Ballet. State? No, it's not. Because this is actually behind there. Maybe it's a presidential palace of some kind. Looks like that anyways. If you're wondering why I'm not talking about the thing on the right, I really don't know. I just wasn't so interested in it. But now that you ask me, this is the Blue Sky Hotel and Tower, I think. And yeah, I mean, this must be the city center. It's so well taken care of. Yeah, so this here is the State Opera and Ballet. Here we have something that to me looks a bit Chinese. This roof situation here. Some kind of mountains in the background again, yeah. I mean, this is, I guess, the central square, or one of it. One of the central squares. Anyway, this is a building that is not ready. Yeah, nothing really looks familiar, huh? I feel like I should pretend someone wrote it in the comments because I'm recording this live together with people in the chat. And someone said, oh, nothing looks familiar. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same. My imaginary friend. Nothing looks familiar to me either. Well, having an apartment here is good. If you live here and you are Mongolian, you are doing well, I think. Or you have bought the apartment at the right time and never let anyone take it from you. The bus is blue and white, which is, I think, the colors of the former Mongolian flag. At the moment, it is red, blue, and white, maybe? Oh gosh, I really don't know anything. I hope you're still enjoying this video. Look at this. Gandirs. This looks so nice. But is this a new or an old building? Is it made to look old? What's the deal? Look at the lamp. Oh my god. This looks like a flower. Like a tulip that hasn't blossomed yet. Crazy. Crazy. Maybe it's the kind of thing that in a Ulaanbaatar merchandise store you could purchase as a sort of key fob or whatever it's called, key chain thing, hanger. Mm. You want me to go a bit slower? Oh, okay, someone writes in the comments here if I can go a bit slower and I can see what I can do. This office is an office. This would be so nice if every building was just labeled based on what it is, would make life a bit easier and cities more readable and understandable. Narantu. Narantu sounds Mongolian to me. Hotel. The weather has changed again. Isn't it strange how the very city center was recorded in such sunshine and now this changes again? Anyway, difficult to stay on track. You know how it works by now. I'm getting thrown off very easily. But overall, it's been also very easy to click myself through Mongolia. It's been quite pleasant. And I think that we are kind of, leaving the city center, getting to the other edge of the city. How much further that is, I don't know. Remember that I wanted to go to something that was called Walmart. Nomen wholesale. Sorry, I'm just looking quickly. Not this blue thing again. What happened? If I can find this Walmart, because how else do I know? Well, maybe we will also know without the Walmart. Hey guys, don't mind me. Okay, yeah. Another square. But who is... What? Where is it? Cupola? If this is the right word. And somehow it has gotten much warmer, which is cool. This is proper Soviet housing. Prefab housing. I don't know, 1930s, I would guess. For a second there, I thought that the KFC guy has a Mongolian face here, but no. A distinguished gentleman crossing the street. And of course, we let him pass. People are definitely sweating. Just goes so far in every direction, no? Loads of advertising, if you remember from the Riga video. And my joke that these houses just exist for people to put advertising on them. If they could, they would put it over all of the windows. It would be more lucrative than people paying rent, I guess. But yeah, how do I know now that I am... when I'm out of the city limits. I probably don't know. I'll tell you what I do. I will find something that I can definitely find again on the map. Oh my god, what a traffic jam. Oh my god. We're so close to the mountains here, wow. Like, well, this is a good junction, I guess. Here, Peace Avenue and Ailhien Street. Which is here. This means we still have quite a journey to go. Which is crazy. Ah, Moscow Street it's called now. Oh no. Please rename it Ulaanbaatar city government. Give it a different name, please. At least there are some trees which are a rarity so far. But maybe it is not because Mongolians hate trees, bushes and plants and only like their steppe. Maybe it's because it doesn't really grow here so well. I don't know, I guess you could grow a cactus or two. Or maybe not. Like something must grow. Even in these harsh conditions. Yeah. Hello? Thank you. Get stuck there. Another KFC. This is also very Soviet. These little fences. That I think should either look nice only or prevent people from crossing the road. What's going on now? I'm just getting stuck all the time. I mean, this is all some like, what I'm realizing now, this all looks like some either single family houses or multi-family houses, but kind of some informal settlements. And really, for the most part, it seems that it's just a few streets in the city center that are actually built up with houses like these. So that probably most Mongolians don't live in these blocks, different from the rest of the Soviet Union, but live in smaller houses. Maybe it's closer to what they did before. An architecture that I cannot find, have not found yet. Where am I going so strangely? I'm going forward, but I'm also mainly slicing the image and going to the side. And I'm extremely slow. Which is somewhat unpleasant. Maybe it has to do with the compass not being exactly right or something. Well, anyway, there are still houses. It was overall kind of hard to even distinguish the city center from the rest, wasn't it? Like, of course, it looked nicer and the footage was from a nicer time of the year. But yeah, I don't know. Wasn't anything so remarkable if you think about it as in terms of like European city centers. Well, I guess in many bigger American cities there's also nothing really remarkable. In the city center, maybe some more restaurant, bars, street cafes, but then again, we are on one of the main roads, so what do I expect? An honorable street cleaner was doing the work there. The work that needs to be done. The done that needs to be worked with. Oopsie. Oh, what do I have to do now? I'll check again. No. Oh, okay, we were here, where the road bends. Oh my god, it's just so big of a place. This video will be forever. Why am I not thinking about that before? I think the point is that you also just don't know, like, never know how long it takes for 26 kilometers, well, you know? But I think that's part of the reasons why I'm kind of rushing a bit more. Okay, rushing a bit more. I hope that's fine with you. If you see anything interesting on the side of the road, just say stop and I will stop. Okay? What? Did someone say stop? Didn't hear anything. Containers. Oh, this is a train yard. Yeah. Dolgoit. It's not the central station. That we have not seen. This looks like a this military vehicle that has the, I don't know how it's called, the flak. Flak in German, I guess. Flak truck. It shoots some rockets. These cars are fenced off in a very cute way. I'm not actually getting anywhere, am I? Something is a bit off. Ever since we left the left the city center. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do like this again. Cannot be bothered now. Just can't be bothered now. I mean, this is already so much the outskirts that at least in this bit no one is living. If I go any further, I probably get into some villages. Some villages, but I really don't know. Like, it seems such a difficult place to understand. Yeah, this is a good point. It looks different from everything I know. But it also doesn't look like it would be easy to understand that, like, okay, you have the city center, yes. It's even, but like, where, I don't know, like, it's very difficult to make sense of it all. But I guess maybe I'm just overthinking. It probably works like any other city as well. Just perhaps looks a bit different to what I'm used to be in. Okay, we have this line here now. I see the Ulaanbaatar city limits. And over 40 minutes already. Sorry, YouTube. Loads of data. Didn't necessarily intend for it to be so long, but okay, so be it. We are almost done. Part of the problem I have is that I'm living in the illusion that one click gets me much further than it actually does. So I'm looking at the small map bottom left, and one click at the very horizon here, or even beyond that, hardly gets me forward. So that's why I sometimes click on the map to not get too frustrated, like on my little map here. Like, it looks as if it brings us much more forward than it actually does. And as a consequence of that, it creates the illusion for me that we are much quicker than we actually are. But all of this is fine. I hope you're having a great time looking at kilometer after kilometer after kilometer of industrial areas, industrial wasteland at the outskirts of Ulaanbaatar. Wait. Excuse me, there's a train that I'm not getting closer to at all. So now it has left. Oof. It's tough. It is tough. These are not so informal settlements. These are more like proper houses, the way I see it. But maybe what we saw earlier was somehow... Probably it was. Must be. I mean, why wouldn't it be? So, this now is the last... Oh, hello there. This now is the last bit. Last gas station before Kazakhstan. Last gas station before Kazakhstan. I wonder if we will see something like "You are now leaving Ulaanbaatar" kind of sign. Oh no, sorry, this is the last gas station before Kazakhstan. The MT, trustworthy institution. And here's the Walmart. Oh my god, I've chosen it so well. This sign was hardly to not see. Hard to not see, hard to oversee. So yeah, we have officially left Ulaanbaatar. But I didn't see anything that would tell us that if we didn't have a map. It's a police post. Maybe there in the distance is something? Sorry, I know we are basically done with this already. I was just really wondering if... there wouldn't be anything telling us, but I guess there isn't. I hope you were smart enough to start a drinking game every time you see a gas station here. Otherwise, you've had a boring time, I guess. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching. I wish you a lovely rest of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did, or let me know what you think about Mongolia. Maybe that's more interesting. And yeah, also let me know how else I could approach such a city, such a mega city. Like, I don't want to stay just in the center. It's kind of nicer to see a little bit of other parts of the city, and following a road like this one, you know, it's one of the best, most straightforward ways of doing so. Anyway, thank you very much, and bye bye.